Oh, it looks like we're game time. Yeah. All right. Good people, my investors, my dreamers, my entrepreneurs, and I believe in what I'm doing. Welcome everyone to DFW, our virtual session. I am your host, Big Tex. I'm standing in the graciousness of the founders, the owners, Geraldine and Felipe Soares. Won't you guys do me a favor, and how they do in American Sign Language? I can't see you, but you do your hands like this, and that lets us know that we are celebrating another fantastic day. And I think the best part of this is welcome to 2026 of the dragon. No, it's the year of the horse. The dragon was last year. And I think what really inspires some of us is thinking about the great parts of life and the challenges that come before us. And when you think about the year of the horse, the saying is Ben Yan Yan, and it translates into the great challenges, the what's next. And you think about making a deal. When you're shaking a hand, I say shake a hand, make a grand. When you're shaking a hand, you really want to think about what's next. And everything that we're doing here at Dealmaker DFW, it's all about what's next. What's next for your next venture? What's next for your brand? What's next for growing your business? And so we welcome you guys, and we thank you guys for giving us your time, right? Like, you could have been doing anything else on a Thursday, but I think Felipe, I think they decided to do the best thing possible. And as you join us, and Geraldine, I think they decided that joining us was probably going to be advantageous for them tonight. So how are you guys doing, Felipe and Geraldine?
Doing fantastic, Big Tex. Thank you so much for that amazing intro. How are you doing?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the call. How you doing, Big Tex?
I'm good, man. You like the horse, right? I always think about, one of the first motion pictures. It was somebody recorded horses, all four hoofs came off of the ground at one time. And they recorded this in the early 1900s, right? So you think about the magic of that, right? And the magic of somebody believing in something and putting it into place, right? I'm going to show you guys that the horse's hoofs come off the ground. And this is what we're doing, right? We're jigging like this today, right? I think we're gonna show somebody that, hey man, you can come off the ground with some dreams.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. I like it. I love it. I didn't know it was the year of the horse. So that's good to know.
The year of the horse.
I don't keep up.
That's
Felipe,
fair.
that's
Hey,
good to know.
And I think we're in Lent too. Is that right? Lent too. I remember Mardi Gras. I absolutely do. Parts of it. It was fantastic. So let's. I'm excited about today. We have a fantastic speaker. Oh, he's got some jewels for you.
We got a full agenda, man. Tonight is gonna be value packed. We gotta get started so we don't get late, because I got too much. I have over 75 slides to fit in this presentation. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in again. We are gonna fly through this thing. We have some amazing speakers and some amazing segments for you to know what's going on in the economy, in the interest rate environment, and our keynote is going to be amazing. You're going to be blown away. It's going to be a state-of-the-art technology that we've been using personally in our business, and it's going to break it down how you can use it in your business as well, no matter what you do. So I'm pretty excited. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Dealmaker DFW. Can you guys see my screen okay? And can you hear me okay? Okay, awesome. So Urash is missing in action for some reason. So I'm gonna have to keep monitoring the chat, and Geraldine and Big Tex is gonna help me. But I don't know what happened to him, but he usually helps us out. Something must have happened, so I hope he's okay. But just bear with me if you put anything on the chat. But we'll get to it as soon as we can, okay? But we are glad that you guys are here. Tonight is going to be packed with value, connection, and opportunity. You made the right call showing up. And make sure you share and invite your friends. They're going to get something out of it. I like to say you are one relationship away from major transformation. If you just share that Dealmaker DFW join virtual, it's going to take them to the WebEx page that they don't even need to register. They can just log right in so they can participate tonight. All right. Internet is going a little slow today. Let me log off all the other devices. But if you click on that, that'll take it straight to them. A couple things tonight, if you would, just please stay engaged with us. Use the WebEx chat. If any questions come up, we'll have room on all of our segments and our keynote for Q&A. We are going to give away tons of prizes for active participants, and we're going to have breakout rooms. Urash is not here, but I will figure it out how to do breakout rooms when the time comes. So participate as much as you can. A little bit of house rules: be respectful and supportive of all the members. Use the Q&A feature for questions during presentations. Keep cameras on when you can, when you're doing the breakout room. We always no selling from the stage, so no pressure at all. You're not gonna walk into a sales pitch. Sponsor networking time is during breakout mixer sessions. Network authentically, build relationships, not just deals. Challenge for you is meet one new person tonight, and you're going to get a chance to do that. And another challenge is make sure you learn one thing or a new tool just so you can keep adding to your arsenal. We'll have a chance to share any aha moments at the end. So if you get anything groundbreaking, we want to hear it, and we want to see if you're impacted. Okay. Our host for this evening is myself, Felipe, with my beautiful and gorgeous wife. And no, she's not blind, if you are wondering. She did. But this is Gerald. Say hi to them, babe.
Hi, guys.
And we have Big Tex. He's our MC. I call him the energy guy. He is a branding expert. Big Tex, we got to do a spotlight with you one of these days and let everybody know all these amazing top 100 brands you've worked for and the thing that you do. And we're going to share a little bit more about our in-person meetup that Big Tex is always there with us towards the end. So make sure you come out. And then Urash, which he's not here, so I'm going to have to delete that picture right there. But he's usually a moderator. Hopefully he'll be on the call. Maybe he's just running a little behind, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Before we get started, everybody here has a national discount with Lowe's, and it is a legitimate discount, guys. The whole Dealmaker nationwide uses this. Make sure you take advantage of it. You can get up to 20% off on Lowe's when you use this code here. If you click, all is available on our website. The code is gated for all the attendees, but you're going to get a copy of all this presentation with all the links because we're going to go fast. But if you click on the website, you can see it, how the discount works. And if you select on the confirmation, there's actually our pro account manager came out to an event that we did, and he did a whole presentation on stage explaining how the discount works and how you can use it at the checkout. So the link is going to be available so you can watch it at your convenience. Make sure you take advantage of it. It really is an added benefit that can really help your business and help you save big time. Okay, so let me log off of that. A couple other things before we get started. I want to thank our sponsors. We have a few new sponsors, I believe, that's joining us tonight. I'm not able to see the chat because I'm kind of multitasking and Cash is on my lap too. So I'll find you all the sponsors when it is time, and we'll give you a proper Deal Maker DFW welcome. But please support our sponsors. If you visit that link, you can click on each sponsor, and these guys are legit. If they were not a value service provider, they would not be accepted into our sponsorship. So just make sure that they are highly vetted, and if they're in there, it means you can trust them. So make sure that before you do anything in your business, check out our sponsors and see how we can support them. Okay. And we also have a Deal Maker Corner live. If you scan this QR code here, that actually takes you to our virtual bulletin board that you can post deals. There's a wants and needs section as well, that take full advantage of that. You can just scan it with your phone, and anything that you have available, you can put it right there for it. Okay, let's keep going. I'm actually gonna drop this notes into the chat here in a second. If you're not a member of DFW Flips, this is a private Facebook group. This is a little lead machine for you guys. We control it. We are the admins. We founded this group years ago. We have over 33,000 members in there. So make sure you sign up if you haven't, and it's a great tool for you to find deals and post deals. Okay, let me drop this here on the chat. Let me make sure that went through. And then tonight's agenda, real quick. We kick off right at 6. We have a sponsor intros, a welcome. We have a market poll segment. We have Mr. Glenn Hull. He's the founder and CEO of CFR Analytics. He's going to be breaking down some amazing data for us. We also have Brian Maddox coming back, talking about the interest rate environment and what he's seen. We have the amazing Aaron Jennings doing his Kingdom Edge segment. We have a keynote presentation by Dan McClam. He's the founder of Investor Base, and I am extremely excited what he's going to share with us. And then at the end, we're going to do our raffle and prize giveaways. I think we're giving away more than $1,000 in value by the end of the call. That's going to happen at the end. You must be on the call until the end to win, and you must be on the WebEx chat. So this might be live streaming on other social media. Make sure you join the WebEx, okay? And then we'll have some closing remarks, and then we'll have a hard cutoff right at 8 p.m. This is going to be our virtual raffle. Make sure you scan that, which is going to be this little QR code right here, if you want to win the amazing prizes that we'll be sharing. You have another chance that I'll come back to it and I'll show it, but just know that is coming up. If you want, go ahead and scan that. A couple more things before we get started. On our website, it's readily available for you. We have real live data that we worked really hard to put it together for you. You can get the DFW market snapshot. You can get the Fed rate watch, market snapshot, private capital markets, how it's doing, some economy dashboard, and why we like Texas and why we like Dallas-Fort Worth. If you want to get access to that, it's right on our resources on our webpage, and you can come down, you can see what's on the news that's relevant to us for what we do, and a bunch of cool stuff that's in there, all in one place, all real live data. That's there for you guys. So make sure you take advantage of that. It's really neat. It's really useful. I actually go in there several times a day and just take a look at it to see what all is happening. Okay. Let's see. A couple of nonprofit organizations that we support. Uncle Neil's Elevate Life Outreach Benevolence Fund and Watch Missions Live. We give a percentage of every top line gross revenue that comes in through through the Dealmaker DFW. We support them. So check them out and support them if you can. Before we get started, this is investor base. You're gonna want to take advantage of this. I told Dan I'm just gonna go ahead and let everybody know, so they can just sign up for the free trial. It's a 14-day free trial. It won't charge your card or anything like that. Just so you can walk along with him as he's showing this powerhouse of a system. And we'll get more into it, but I wanted to share this up front so you can go ahead and take advantage of it. And then we're gonna share this link again. But if you would go ahead and do it now, and I'll have Geraldine put the link on the chat for everybody. But make sure you take him up on that. Okay. Save a couple of dates. We are doing a raw deal drop on the first Tuesday of every month. If you want to find out what that is, it's a real deal case study that I do. It's from A to Z. It's in depth. We do a deep dive, or we don't leave anything unturned. So that's coming up March 3rd. Your first one is completely free. So make sure you join me on that. March 5th, we are doing our in-person Dealmaker DFW at the Augustus in McKinney. So make sure you sign up for that. March 19th, we are back on our virtual. Third Thursday of every month, we do a monthly virtual. Okay. Sponsor stage, we're gonna get started with our sponsors. This is gonna be lightning round. So if you are a sponsor, make sure you raise your hand, and Geraldine is gonna help me to put you on the floor so we can get started. Okay. Let's welcome first our brand new sponsors. These guys just joined on board. So let's welcome them first. Do I have Jessica in here? Do we have Bernie with Horn and Associates and the Owner Finance Network? And do we have Joe with the Robinette team? If you would please raise your hand, and then Gerald is going to help me put you on the spotlight. So this is going to go real quick, 60 seconds. Just give us what you do, how you can help everybody on the call, and that type of thing, and then we'll move it along nice and easy. Did you find everybody, babe?
So the people that raised their hand is Thomas, Bernie, and Joe as of now. So do I just make them a panelist?
Yeah. So let's see. Is Jessica LaFair on the call or no?
No, I don't see her raised her hand.
Okay. Let's let they're a title company. They are a preferred title company now. We've used them several times before. Jessica is amazing. She's been doing title since, I asked her how long she's been doing title, and she told me since she was 8 years old. And I was like, okay, you've been doing it for a little while. But they've helped us with some recent transactions, do creative. They do all sorts of things. So I highly recommend them. If you need a go-to title company, we'll be using them. The next, go ahead and unmute Bernie for me. Yeah.
Unmute.
It's Horn and Associates with Scott Horn, which he's an amazing attorney, and they are actually part of the Owner Finance Network as well. Hey, Barney, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. But my name is Berenice, but I do go by Bernie, short for I call it my American name. I love it. But I'm part of the Owner Finance Network, which is really an education first community for investors who want to essentially master owner financing and creative deal structuring. We teach investors how to think differently, how to structure deals without relying on banks, how to create notes, how to generate long-term cash flow, and how to use strategies like seller financing the right way. But education alone isn't enough with what we do. We are also part of Horn and Associates, which is where we come in. We are a law firm. We help investors actually close the creative deals that we teach through the Owner Finance Network, especially the more complex and what we call the funky deals, which are all the wraparound subject to structures, And
Now you're talking my language. Those are my kind of
yeah,
deals.
all the fun, funky deals for sure. But we make sure everything is structured properly, compliant, and protected. We do have a couple attorneys on our team, of course, so we're always making sure everything is just properly structured. And we don't just teach theory, we show you how to structure it, and we have the team to really help execute that.
Beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. I think I have Joe next. Yeah, Joe, are you there? Let me put Joe on.
Joe, I can unmute.
Joe, can you hear us okay?
All right, am I live?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing, my friend? Welcome.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much for the invite. Awesome to be with you guys. What an awesome group. Saw a couple of familiar names pop up in the chat. So you guys got some studs in here, but honored to be with you guys. So yeah, thank you for having me. I've been in the business for a long time. All things residential. There's really not a lot that we don't have access to in the residential world. So we're, actively doing loans anytime from fantastic deals for first-time home buyers accessing down payment assistance, all the way up to $1 million plus loans for self-employed clients and navigating that world very successfully. We're very good problem solvers, leading with education. That's just how we operate. High level consultation is our approach. And we love partnering with realtors, helping them win the deals, helping them have a much higher success rate on winning the bid when an offer is being made, and a very tactical approach to that level of support. But that's in a nutshell what we're doing. For right now, we're structuring a lot of deals for clients, helping them offset the rate environment with seller buy downs. So that is built into our mortgage plan almost with every buyer right now, but also with a long-term game plan with structuring a refinance and a kind of a strike rate, so to speak, whenever the rates get to an optimal level, and we're facilitating that without any lender fees when that time comes. So both short and long-term plan, and that's just how we approach the market and helping our buyers win short and long-term.
Awesome. I love that, man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being on the call. And everybody, if you need anything finance related, make sure you reach out to Joe. You take excellent care of you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. All right, let's see here who else we have on the line. Any other sponsor? I have Tommy next. If any other sponsors on the line, let me know so we can go over this real quick. And I might kind of go fast now, but these are all for sponsors. There's going to be a lot of slides here. Like I said, check them out when you can. Raw Capital Fund, that's my baby. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. If you need an IRA custodian, Common Plan is the go-to. We have Connected Capital if you're raising funds. DFW Flips Fund Launch is our capital raising platform that we do. Global Integrity for hard money. Goosehead Insurance. Tommy, he's on the line. Let me put him on here.
I'm here. Let's go.
There he is. Welcome in, my friend. Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, Felipe. Just want to give a shout out quick to Joe Robinette. He just did my loan for my most recent purchase, and it was flawless. So
Nice.
thanks, Joe Robinette. So, and he's also done at least 3 other loans for me for other homes. So he's my go-to guy. So it's awesome to see that he's on board here. So now I'll go into my stuff. Insurance agent. My sister and I own it together. Been there for 10 years at Goosehead. We do personal lines, home, auto, all the toys, boat, recreational, RV. So if you guys ever need anything, rates are crazy expensive right now. So it's always a good time to shop. I want to throw out a quick tip. If you ever replace your roof, make sure you let your insurance agent know and get it updated. Just because you went through the insurance company, they're not going to just update it for you. Okay, I see that all the time. I'll find out that a client that got a new roof, they never told me. I'm like, dude, let's throw it on there and save them a couple $100, maybe $1,000 for on their annual premium. So just quick tip there. Other than that, y'all need anything, I'm here. Appreciate you having me, Felipe.
Absolutely. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. That's a great tip. I'm going to write that
Absolutely.
one down because I don't do that a lot. But yeah, awesome. Well, let's keep moving. I see Caitlin. Caitlin, are you here? She around? Meraki Interior Designing. I'm going to go through fast, guys. Odyssey So, let me give this. Is this one here available? I think she might be here. Odyssey
She's here.
So.
She's here. She's here. Okay, so hi guys, I'm Geraldine, Felipe's wife. I am the founder of Odyssey Soul Travel. I help professionals and families turn travel into seamless, elevated experiences. We specialize in cruises, all-inclusives, curated vacation packages, and right now I am offering a $50 rebate on all qualifying bookings. If you refer someone over to me also to book a trip over $1,500 or more, I will send you a $50 thank you gift card. But not just that, what makes this unique is that I also mentor individuals who want to earn income through travel, helping them build a flexible business where they can book, save, and earn while creating more time and location freedom. So you guys can find me on social media and you can see my website on the screen. And if you do fill out the inquiry, just say deal maker so that I can honor the promotion for only in-house event promo. Thank you guys.
All right, that was great.
Thank you, babe.
Caitlin, I got you a mute. Are you there?
Hey,
There you are. How you doing? Welcome in. Did I lose you?
yeah, it keeps defaulting. It keeps muting me. Can you
Okay,
hear me now?
I can hear you. Good.
Hey, doing good. How are y'all?
Good, good. All right, I got your page set to go. Tell us what you do, girl.
I am an insurance broker for USA Benefits Group, which has been around for 36 plus years, and they help self-employed individuals find health insurance, dental, vision, and life. I can help small businesses. So basically, my job is to help you find the best plan, create the best plan for you, help you manage it, help you use the plan. So I go as far as searching the network for doctors, talking to clinics on your behalf if you have issues, ordering new cards, things like that. And the best part is it doesn't cost a thing to work with me.
That's awesome.
Oh, you had me at doesn't cost a thing. I like
Right?
that. All right. Well, thank you for being here, Caitlin.
Yeah,
And
thanks
then
for
I think
having me.
yeah, absolutely. I think we're about ready to move on. Aaron, I see Aaron here. You want to give us a shout out on scalability?
Sure. Can you hear
All
me?
right. I can hear you.
Cool. Yeah, Scalability is a software company. We basically provide AI bots that can answer phones and respond to texts, emails, Facebook messages, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, basically all in one unified inbox. So we can simplify a lot of the customer interactions and messages from all over the place. You can build websites, automation, everything all inside of one, and we specialize in creating a lead capture system. So turning your website into an actual process that people go through where it captures some information, follows up with them on autopilot, and then reminds you of what to do so that you never miss a lead. That's the quick version.
Beautiful. Love it. Nice. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here, man. All right. Well, let's keep this baby moving. I think we're ready for our segments. All right, breakout room. We're gonna wait on that because I'm not tech enough to do it now, and my brain is fried. So hang tight with me, and we'll come back to our breakout room. Let's get started for market polls. I have Glenn Let me get him pulled up here. And he's the co-founder and CEO of CFR Analytics. Glenn, are you at a good spot? Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me okay?
I can, definitely. Let me give you, do you have let me make you a presenter. That way, if you want to share any slides, you can. But I am so excited to have you on and to hear from you. And take it away, my friend.
Definitely perfect. I'm just opening up the correct tab. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So we collect nationwide deed, mortgage, and assessor data, use it to help track investor activity and provide market research for a lot of lenders, a lot of large investors. So what I'm presenting today is basically just a view on all investor activity in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. So yeah, it's a good thing that everyone here is based in Dallas-Fort Worth because it's the most active residential real estate investing market right now. So there's actually, there's a lot of good data to talk about. So I'm going to start off with just some very high level, data, and then get more and more granular as we get in. So in 2025, there were just under 11,000 completed flips in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area, which is the #1 metro area in the country. So Dallas-Fort Worth had the most exited flips anywhere in the U.S. last year. What's also interesting is you often see a metro leans heavy, one way. It leans heavy fix and flip, or it leans heavy, rental market. Dallas-Fort Worth's really great because you can really do both strategies well, where Dallas-Fort Worth has really good yields. Right now, the average investor purchase was at about a 9% gross yield, which means that if you rent the property out, you're getting about 9% of what you paid for the home back in rent every year. So that's a little bit higher than the national average. And simultaneously, it has a really low investor pre-foreclosure rate. So it's below the national average. It's a relatively healthy market. So Dallas-Fort Worth is doing really well, both in terms of total volume and allowing multiple strategies and being a relatively safe market to invest in. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here into this heat map. So what this is showing is the darker the zip code, the more flips happened in that zip code last year. So you'll see on the right here, you'll see just the total number of flips that happened. So it's really like there's a ton of activity happening in South Dallas, South Fort Worth area, where that's really where most of the activity is happening. As you go, really far north and the far edges of the metro, there's less and less flips happening. So I'll just scroll over here, and here, bear with me. Some of this data can get a little bit overkill, but it's pretty interesting. Where this chart here, it shows. So we took the average purchase price as basically as a percent of the Dallas-Fort Worth market. So so what this is showing right here is if the acquisition decile was 5, that means it was at the median purchase price in that metro area. And then this axis here shows at what that property was resold at. So it helps you show where most investor activities are at. Are people doing luxury remodels on deals? Are they mostly doing, kind of your bread and butter, buying cheap, selling it middle of the road? In Dallas-Fort Worth, it's very much that. It's, people are buying the bottom 20% of home values and reselling them just another, until like
Hey, Glenn,
the 30th. Yeah.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt you. Can you zoom out just a little bit? It's just that we can't see the full PDF. That way we can kind of see the whole. I think that will help us a little bit.
How's
That's a
that?
little better. That's a little better. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no, of course. Just let me know. Yeah, whatever's helpful for legibility. On this section here, this is just a graph of what the ROI is. So the average ROI on a flip in Dallas-Fort Worth was about 30%. And then, as you can see, there's a very long tail of ones where there's a lot higher ROI. The 10-year flip volume is an all-time high. So in 2025, beat out the COVID years. There's more flips in Dallas-Fort Worth in 2025 than there was in 2020, 2021. And then the median hold days was only 148. So a lot of these investors are getting out their properties really quickly. Most of your fix and flip loans are 12-month terms. Almost nobody's using that anymore. People are just trying to get in and out really quickly. Of course, some deals just require more rehab. They might be tough on resale, so it extends. But on average, it's taking about 5 months for investors to turn over properties when they're flipping them. And then I'll scroll through some of this. I can send the link out for like the full PDF later. One of the things comparing Dallas-Fort Worth to the other large markets is the purchase price tends to be a little bit lower. So for some like Chicago, Detroit, it's those are just really cheap markets, but $250,000 was the median price that flippers paid for a property. I'm going to keep scrolling, just I know that we don't want to use up all the time. I'll go over the rental section next, where what this is showing here, this graph shows the purchase price on this x-axis here. And on the y-axis, it shows the monthly rent. So it gives you a sense of what investors in 2025 purchased the property for and what they're renting it out at. So the median purchase price was about $330,000. And then the monthly rent that the investor was getting on that was about $2,500 for about a 9% yield. But you can see averages can be a little bit misleading because, look at all these dots represent a different deal. So there's some deals where people are paying, $200,000 for a deal and renting out at, $3,000, where just, so it's a bit all over the place. But on average, you're seeing about $330,000 purchase price for rental properties. And then this section here shows is just a heat map of which zip codes have the highest amount of yield. So where cash returns are the best at. It's a lot in Southern Dallas, Southern Fort Worth, all make sense, a little lower price point. Rents aren't that much cheaper. So very much dominating rental investments on the south side. Scroll through this, keep scrolling, and then Dallas-Fort Worth, from how we calculate it, had the second most rental properties purchased in any market nationwide. So there's a ton of activity happening, ton of investors finding good deals, still making it work. And then I will I'll keep going here. So this last section here is one I think is really important, where it's just, how risky is the market you're investing in, especially if you're holding on to a rental property. It's like, you want to hold that for 5, 10, 15 years. It's like, it's an asset that you want to stay, to be good long-term. So one of the great things about Dallas-Fort Worth is it has a relatively low percent of investor-owned properties going into pre-foreclosure. So for all major metros, it's below average, where it's only about 1.2% of properties with how we calculate it is with a DSCR loan on it are in pre-foreclosure, which nationwide, the average is about 1.5. which makes sense because even though some parts of Dallas, the market softened a bit, it's still such a huge hub for, for new jobs. The economy is doing relatively strong. Like overall, it's a very strong market compared to some, especially some of the higher yield markets. Like if you take a Milwaukee, you'll see higher top line yield there, but you also just, your elevated risk likely aren't going to see the same home price appreciation. So I will stop there. That's probably data overload, but yeah, happy to answer, any questions on that, or double tap into anything there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. That's amazing. I love how hyper local that data is. If anybody has a question, feel free to either drop it in the chat or raise your hand. We'll get you on the floor. If anybody wants to get this type of data for their business, Glenn, how can they do that? Can you guys help them through CFR analytics?
Definitely. So send me an email. We're about to roll out a product that shows exactly this, where you can just sign in and see everything. That should be live in the next 2 weeks or so. In the interim, we can pull reports like this as a one-off and just send it to them via email, but we'll have a fully built-out product where you can just log in and see everything in real time by end of month.
Okay, and I was seeing the timestamp. So you pull that today. How fresh is the data? How far back do you guys go, or how recent?
Yeah, so we're pretty fortunate. We get nationwide data updated daily. So our data updates in real time. It's lagged about 10 days from the recording date, though. So we're starting to get transactions from the second week of February starting now. So there's a little bit of lag there, but updates daily and keeps that lag time.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys. Any questions on the chat?
Ricky,
thank you so much, man.
Ricky wants to know, what app are you using?
His website is CFR Analytics, right? Yeah. It's not an app. Use the app, Rick. Use the app itself.
And the app is coming. The app is coming.
He's a computer. Glenn, thank you so much for sharing with us. I appreciate you showing up and sharing a little bit of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Glenn.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
I'm going to have Brian Maddox. Are you around, sir? I hope you didn't get bored and left. Let's see if Brian is here.
So he raised his hand. Let me see here. Oh yeah, he's here.
Okay, I need Yuresh.
There, I am. There he is.
Yes.
Hello.
What is going on, my friend? How are you?
I am good. Thank you. How are you?
Good evening. I'm doing good. Good to have you on.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to jump right in because I know time is tight. And I got to tell you, if you are not using Glenn Hull to do some data analytics, man, you are missing out. You need to make informed decisions. And I can't say enough about data. I focus a lot about that. So I'm going to do a little bit more national. And I'm going to share my screen here. If I can get the right one to share. That's the screen. I have 4 screens, so it's hard to pick the right one. You see a map, yes? Okay, good. So we're going to look at national numbers. We're going to look first at some housing data. So this is 1 year change in prices between January 2025 and January 2026. And I tell you what, Dallas and a lot of Texas is a buying opportunity. Housing is getting a little bit cheaper. There is some inventory sitting out there. That means you can negotiate your deals. So this is showing the size of the metro is the size of the bubble, okay? And then the color of the bubble is the heat map of, did we lose value in the last 12 months or did we gain value? If you want to look at data another way, this is the change in home prices in America, for the top 50 metros in America. And you can see Dallas, Tampa, Miami, Austin, and then Dallas. I have Dallas on the mind. So there is some buying opportunities in the state of Texas, and there's a lot of Texas on here. So as an investor, if you're selling right now, that's not cool. But if you're in buy mode, you want to see some house price disruption because it gives you some opportunity. So this is housing inventory. a shift between last year and this year, and we've seen things slow down a little bit. We've seen the pace of new inventory come into the market slow down just again a bit. And again, the size of the bubble on here is the size of the metro, and then the color is going to show you what the percentage of change. And we do have, I'm in the North Carolina area, and we have a lot of extra inventory in some of our neighborhoods over here. Dallas and Tampa used to be really hot on these maps, and a lot of Texas, and it has slowed down just a little bit, which is good news. We're now going to shift into jobs. Jobs really tells us what is happening in the marketplace. When you go to the doctor, they take your pulse. That is a leading indicator of health. Well, jobs is a leading indicator of health for the economy. And if you want mortgage rates to go down, I don't wish this with you or any of your friends, but we need unemployment to come up a little bit. That will help mortgage rates get better. So when we look at the big picture, we see these trends like the U.S. labor market, and we have very little growth in 2025. And this is not a trend that you want to see if you're rooting for the health of the U.S. economy. But if you're rooting for cheaper mortgage rates, this has been beneficial, and we are seeing some positive gains because of that. I wanted to look at, sorry, I jumped around here, the FedWatch tool. So this is kind of what predicts what's going to happen to the Fed. If we look at the last Fed meeting, the Fed controls overnight rates to banks. They do not directly affect mortgage rates. But the last 4 times that the Fed cut rates, we did see mortgage rates get lower the week leading into the Fed rate cut. So if we look at the March numbers, we are not expected to see a Fed rate cut. Same news for April. There's only a 20% chance that we will see a cut. This is saying 79% chance we won't see a cut. But in June, we have a new Fed chair coming into office, and there is a pretty good chance, 60%, 58% chance that we're going to see a rate cut. So if you've been holding off to pull money out of your house or to do a transaction, if history repeats itself, the beginning of June could be a very good time to go pull out some money or to tap that equity so that you're kind of timing the market, if you will. Now, if we look at mortgage rates currently, we started off in 2026 1% lower than we started in January 2025. So this is fantastic news to have the market come down this much. And we want to keep that in mind, that we've had tremendous gains in the mortgage rates. Will they get cheaper? Maybe. I'm going to show you a couple slides that talks about current mortgage rates and what's coming. But the current prediction is not to see a lot of improvements to mortgage rates. So if we look at today's 30-year mortgage rates, we're right above 6%. 6.05 is the national average for owner-occupied clients. Investors, on average, Fannie Mae is going to charge about 1% higher. Sometimes it's 0.75%, sometimes it's 1.25%, but right now it's just about 1% higher than owner-occupied for Fannie Mae investment deals. This is the market that actually trades on Wall Street. This is called the UMBS, or the Universal Mortgage-Backed Security. And if we look at this chart, up means cheaper rates. And we have just had a very pleasant few months. If I zoom out and I go look at a 2-year kind of look at what the rates have done, it has been a roller coaster, up and down and up and down. And it has not been pretty. But 2 years ago, we saw like September 23rd or 13th, 2024 was about the cheapest rates we've seen in the last 2 to 3 years. And we are hovering right at that same level right now. So when you look at mortgage rates, this is a good time to be borrowing. Will things get better? Not currently predicted. So if we're right about 6%, this is some data. This is actually NORAD Real Estate, which I've heard is kind of questionable reputation-wise, but they pulled data in from the Mortgage Bankers Association, Fannie Mae, and a couple other data points is where they compile their projections for mortgage rates. And Fannie Mae thinks rates will get down to 5.9% by the end of this year. The Mortgage Bankers Association actually thinks rates could be a slightly higher by the end of this year. But if we look at the next 5 years out, we see that owner-occupied rates are going to hover right around the 6% mark. And there's not a huge benefit right now to waiting on pulling money out a little bit cheaper. Best case optimistic scenario, we could maybe get down in the 5.5 or 5% in the next couple of years. So take this with a grain of salt. In 2022, they said rates are going to go up very temporarily and they'll come back down, and that never happened. We peaked in 2023 in about November of 2023. Looking at some actual rates, so cash out refinance, I looked at a 70% cash out refinance DSCR loan, 740 credit score. I've got a lender right now that you're right in between 6.25 and 6.375. So if you pay a small fee, you can get to 6.25. If you take the slightly higher rate, they actually going to pay you a little bit towards your closing costs. And this lender has very low lender fees with these interest rates. So again, this was a 70% cash out refinance DSCR with a 5-year prepayment penalty. Owner-occupied buyers are in the low 6s. If you can do this without paying points, it is tremendous. Now look at this. If you pay 2 points, you can be at 5.875. Man, as an investor, I've been lending for 28 years, and there's maybe 3 years in my entire career outside of COVID where investors could be in the 5s. It's very unnormal to be lower than 6% as an investor in recent times. We are in some cherry rates. If you're looking to do a purchase right now, 740 credit score, so again, not very perfect, 20% down, you're looking at 6.625, and they're going to pay a little bit of your closing cost, or 6.5, and you're going to pay a tiny fee to get that 6.5 rate. Anytime you make an offer, I always suggest you get at least 2% of the sales price towards closing cost. If you apply that 2% to your rate, you could be at 6.125 today with 20% down. It's tremendous. A lot of lenders in the DSCR space allow you to get up to 6% of the sales price and closing cost. If you're not always asking for 2%, you're making a mistake. You should always get at least 2% on every purchase so that you're financing some of your closing cost. And if you just get 2% on 10 purchases, that's another 20% down for your next purchase. Now, I just did a quick 25% down, 740 credit score, 5-year prepayment penalty. This is today's rates. I searched for this lender in Texas. You're looking at 6.375 for 0.16 points, 25% down. Now, if you get 2 points, you can get it down into that 6% range. It is tremendous. Real quickly, I have a video drop in. You can see me on Chad Carson's show, or Coach Carson. If you go to his videos and his playlist, you can see a bunch of videos I've done with him. We have a new video coming out next week that's going to teach investors how to buy more properties with less money out of pocket. So I wanted to keep this short and sweet. There's a quick market update. Jump on my calendar. I look forward to working with you, and have a fantastic 2026.
Awesome, my friend. That was great, Brian. Thanks.
Trying to keep them short and sweet, buddy.
That's perfect. We're running behind too, so I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Anybody has any questions for Brian, make sure you drop it in the chat. And let's move along with one of my favorite guys ever, and I don't say that lightly, Mr. Aaron Jennings. Let me find you here. Let me see if Geraldine can find him. Yeah, you muted.
Oh, I see him. Should I make him a panelist?
Yeah, Aaron, can you hear me?
I can unmute, but I can't turn my camera on. I don't have any settings there.
And I got you there. Oh, Geraldine's got you.
What, do you want me to make him a panelist?
Yes, we are kicking off the Kingdom Edge. It's going to be a 5-minute bite by Mr. Aaron Jennings, the full-time. He runs Watch Missions Live full-time. So, Aaron, can you hear me? Okay.
I can.
Do you have an option now? There you are, Aaron.
There we go. Let's see here. I'm making sure I got my settings in the right place.
All right, sounds good. Do you have are you sharing anything on the screen or no?
Nope, I'll just talk again.
Okay, beautiful. We
got just a few minutes.
Awesome. Take it away, my friend.
All right. Well, yeah, as Felipe said, my purpose here is to basically just bring in God to the business. And so we call it the Kingdom Edge, and we talk about how God and your business kind of work together. Today, I want to talk about systems that outlive the builder. So when scripture talks about an inheritance, it assumes something that most people miss. Inheritance requires structure. You can't pass on what only exists in your head. Proverbs 13:22 says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. That word leaves is intentional. You don't accidentally leave an inheritance, you have to design one. Biblically speaking, inheritance is not about money alone, it's about order. And God is a God of order. Paul in 1 Corinthians 14:40 writes, "Let all things be done decently and in order." Order is not a personality preference, it's actually a divine principle. From creation to law, from priesthood to the early church, God builds through repeatable systems. He doesn't rely on memory, charisma, hustle. He establishes patterns that can survive transitions. And the moment that your business requires you to be present to function, it's fragile, it's not faithful. When Jesus walked the earth, he actually built a transferable system. He didn't just perform miracles, he trained operators. He modeled, delegated, corrected, and then he sent his disciples out 2 by 2. Why? Because the kingdom wasn't meant to scale through just one man. Luke 10:1 says the Lord appointed 72 others and then he sent them out ahead of him. That's systems thinking. Jesus built something that could multiply without his physical presence, which that's not just leadership, it's actually a legacy architecture. Systems are how stewardship becomes an inheritance. Luke 16:10 says, "Whoever is faithful with little will be faithful with much." Faithfulness is proven by consistency, and consistency only exists where systems exist. So here's the hard truth. If your business can't be explained, trained, and transferred, it can't be inherited. Biblical stewardship doesn't ask, "Can I make money?" It does ask, "Can someone else steward this after me?" In Exodus 18, Moses figured this out the hard way. He was actually exhausted, overwhelmed, and bottlenecked. And his friend Jethro looks at him and he says, "What you're doing's not good. You'll surely wear yourself out." And then he gives him a set of systems. Leaders over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. And here's the key line, Exodus 18:23. It says, "If you do this, all these people will go to their place in peace." Peace comes from structure. Legacy comes from delegation. So what's this mean for us as business owners today? God's command to steward well demands systems. Systems turn knowledge into inheritance, values into culture, and effort into continuity. If your children, your partners, and your successors can't understand how decisions are made, how money flows, and how the leadership operates, nothing's being passed down except confusion. And biblical legacy is not emotional, it's operational. So the question I want to leave you with today is, does your vision survive your absence? God doesn't bless chaos and call it faith. He blesses order, stewardship, and intentional transfer. So build systems that teach, build systems that delegate, and build systems that endure. Because in God's kingdom, the goal is not just success, it's succession. And that's the kingdom edge. That's all I got.
Yay, that was amazing.
You know how they drop the mic and they walk off? I'm just gonna drop the laptop and then walk off.
I tried, but I couldn't find the camera button to just turn it off. And
You gotta drop your finger on the mute button.
I try to keep it short and sweet for you, to the point.
Beautiful, man. I appreciate you so much, man. That was great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Absolutely. It's an honor.
Always good to hear from you. And if anybody has any questions, Aaron loves to answer questions. That's his favorite thing to do. So find him and pick his brain.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Aaron.
Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. All right, let's move on. Who's ready for? Okay, so you see here, who is entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this supposed to be me as Felipe Maximus? This is the best humor attempt that I have. That's all I got.
We might have to AI that. One thing we're gonna have to AI that and put you.
Yeah, I know, right? But let's find Dan. Hopefully he's still around. Dan, Geraldine is gonna find you, and she's gonna make you a panelist. and I am so excited.
Well,
Let me
thank
give
you.
a little intro of Dan. All right. Daniel McClem is the co-founder of Investor Base. He's a former commercial real estate broker and former founder of Hawks Real Estate, which was a nationwide wholesaling operation doing 10 plus deals per month across 10 states with 12 different hedge funds. He shut down Hawks Real Estate in order to start Investor Base after institutional buyers exited markets in 2022. And there became a strong need for better buyer targeting. Ain't that the truth? Investor Base is used by thousands of wholesale companies, providing users with access to over 10 million buyers nationwide and specializing in finding the most likely buyer for any deal. Daniel holds a BS in commercial real estate finance from the College of Charleston and has his SC broker's license and holds a CCIM designation for commercial investment underwriting. You're a fancy man, Dan. I can't even pronounce those abbreviations. But thank you for being here, sir. I am super excited to have you on and have you share this amazing thing you've built with us.
Yeah, no problem, man. Happy to be here. Can you hear me all right?
I can. I just tried to unmute you, so you might be muted now. Can you hear me?
Yep, about that.
Okay, beautiful. Let me make you a presenter, sir, and take it away.
Beautiful. Well, Felipe, appreciate that introduction. I thought my introduction was Aaron's there for a second when you said this is one of my favorite people of all time, and I was like, wow. It's like, Felipe, I know we know each other, man, but
yeah, no, quite
is he
did.
actually about to introduce me like this?
Yeah,
but
we get in there. After a few more dinners, I'm easy. Okay.
Well, look, I understand why Aaron is your favorite person of all time. I was incredibly inspired by that, Aaron. I might have you come talk some shop to my company at some point. That was awesome, man. Appreciate you doing that.
I love it. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, I'm excited to be here. Excited to talk some dispo strategy to y'all today. Whether you are an agent or you're a wholesaler, I think we could all agree that in 2026, we are in a very interesting market when it comes to selling houses, right? Whether it's retail or whether it is a wholesaler and you are trying to move it to an end buyer, right? So, what we're going to talk about today is essentially, I'll keep it fairly short and then we can jump into the product. But we have had the opportunity at Investor Base to be in a lot of different rooms. For one, we're in about 5 different masterminds now. We went to about 21 events just last year. I was out of town 21 weeks of the year. It was a little wild at events. We've onboarded over 4,000 wholesale companies in the last 2 years or last 20 months. And then me personally, I've actually dispoed a lot of deals. So culminating all of these different things over the last year, I would say that I've essentially stolen some really good tips and tricks and tactics from some of the top wholesale companies nationwide. And I've gotten a good lens into, hey, what are they doing that makes them different than another wholesale company, right? And so that's the main gist of what we're going to talk about today is, hey, what are some of the key characteristics? What are some of the key tactics that we can use in our business, not next year, but today? And why is it applicable in 2026? Okay. So excited to be here and excited to dive in. Felipe, am I good to share my screen and just jump in?
Yes, sir, you should. I made you a presenter, so let me know if you're able to share the screen.
Let's see. Sharing screen too. Man, I've never used WebEx before. Big Zoom guy. Hang on.
It's a little different. There you go. I can see a purple screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to my slide deck. Hang on one second. Share something else.
And if you hit share again, it could ask you if you have multiple monitors. It could ask you which one you want to share. I got to do the same thing with mine.
Right. Usually it does that. Hang on. Let me get out.
But yeah, take your time.
Stop share. All right, here we go. That's my screen too. I'll just move it over to my screen and we can do it in front of me.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. And if anybody has any questions, hopefully we'll have a little time then at the end to go over any Q&A. If anybody, just drop it in the chat and then just hold your questions until the end and then we'll get to them.
Perfect. Do you still see a purple screen?
I do. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, that's my background, and I have a slide deck pulled up in front of that. Show me in front of that.
Is it PowerPoint or is it Google Slides?
It's Google Slides.
Google Slides.
Yeah, hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, even when I'm looking at the screen and what it's going to display, like the preview is just showing that purple screen.
Yeah, strange. You can try doing it again. We'll wait a little bit. Make sure we get that pulled up.
Hey, look, I don't need the slides, so we'll give it a shot real quick, and if it doesn't work, I'll free ball it. It's all good.
Okay. If you have it handy, if you want to email it to me, I'll try pulling it up as well.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you real quick.
Okay, and I'll get it pulled up. Hang in there, everybody. We'll get it figured out.
I just shot it over to you.
Okay.
But I can start running with some stuff while we're waiting on that, guys. Felipe gave a little bit of background on me, but I'll just expand on that a little bit. So when it comes to investor base, you know, this is a tech platform, right? We are a disposition software. That said, I'm not a tech guy. I'm by far more a real estate guy, which I'm sure you caught a piece of that in the intro. But we started a wholesale firm back in 2021 when obviously the market was extremely hot, right? If y'all remember that time, you could write an address on a piece of toilet paper and sail it into the wind and get 15 offers on your doorstep. You know, unfortunately, we're not in that time and place right now. For us at that point in time, we did about 150 deals in the first 18 months of us being in business. But what was unique about us is we never sold a deal to a local flipper or landlord. So not one. Every single deal we sold, we were in Dallas, we were in Houston, we were in, you name it, we were in a lot of Southeastern markets, went to a hedge fund, right? So if y'all remember in 2022, rates went up and these guys went away. So I remember it was a Friday. I got a call from one of our hedge funds, it's a FAR3, and they terminated 13 deals in one day. And then within the next 30 days, about 7 out of our 8 hedge funds stopped buying. So at that point in time, you know, we had 4 acquisition agents in-house. We had 20 cold callers overseas. We had an office downtown here in Charleston, South Carolina. I mean, we thought we were on top of the world there for a little while. But of course, you know, things happen in business and you have to pivot. So what happened to us is we essentially terminated the B2C contract on about 20 deals, and we were left with 0 buyers, right? And so at that point in time, we still had 20 to 30 deals under contract. So we had to go figure out, hey, who are we going to sell these deals to? And when we looked at the market to see, hey, what are our available options? They were extremely few and far between as far as what we could do to go and find qualified, quality flippers and landlords. So we tried what a lot of everyone in this room has probably done. You know, we immediately had to JV a lot of deals because we were on a time crunch. What we found out is it was definitely not a sustainable business model for us, right? We were splitting 50% of the profit when originally we were getting 100% of the profit. So my acquisition guys were making half as much. We were half as profitable. So that did not last very long. we actually started flipping houses, and it's funny that Tommy with Goosehead is on this call. So shout out to Tommy. We used Goosehead on, I think, a majority of our flips. And what's funny about Goosehead is I would always forget that I needed insurance on these flip deals. And so like the day before closing, I would just hit up Tommy, you probably remember Shannon Hudson. That's who we worked with. We just hit up Shannon and she would literally sign us up in 5 seconds. So if you're looking for somebody that can operate pretty quickly, which is important for all of us investors on this call, can't recommend them enough. So we were flipping houses, but we still wanted to wholesale, and we were trying to figure out that channel. So ultimately, we tried point cash buyers list. I mean, we tried the Facebook groups. We tried a lot of different things, and ultimately built investor base for ourselves. Okay, so I share this story just to let y'all know I'm not here to just talk tech to you guys and show you a platform. We have been operating for a long time, and this is built by people who understand the space. So I will not take credit for a lot of the strategies that I've learned. I have gotten a sneak peek into some serious operators who are doing 30 deals plus a month, you name it. Felipe,
Hey Dan, will you try sharing your screen again? I tried to pull up the PowerPoint, but it's not letting me access. Try one more time and see if that'll go through it.
All right. Maybe if you want to see if it's a setting on y'all's end. Once again, I don't entirely need the slide deck. I'll try it again.
Okay.
Felipe, if you want to try and share the PowerPoint on your end, that could work. And I can just tell you to go to the next slide.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it then.
Yeah. Gonna pull it up.
Can y'all see my screen?
We see the home screen.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for your patience.
Oh, there we go. Okay, nice.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, now we're talking. Yeah, appreciate y'all, and we'll condense this. We'll speed this up. We'll get this going. I'm excited to share some stuff with y'all.
Awesome.
You almost had it there, Felipe. It was
Well, you had to be good with slides because I use PowerPoint.
Got it. Okay, I can see. So if you want to go to slideshow up there in the top and go to view. Perfect. So if you want to skip to like slide, 4. So that's us. So that's our small little team downtown. So yeah, at this point, we have had the opportunity to onboard over 4,000 companies into investor base. Learned a lot from that. So you can go to the next slide there. Pop over that next one. Yep. So today, I'm going to keep this really simple, guys. I want to extract just 5 things that we can take away from today for 2026 and why it's important. All right. So the first thing that we'll cover briefly is just finding the right buyers. In a market where buyers are extremely tight, right? Because they're getting squeezed with a lot of soft cost, right? Days on market is way higher than it used to be. So their holding cost is higher. There are a lot more price reductions for them to get a deal actually sold. You name it, we could go on, but they're having to buy a little bit deeper, right? And so when it comes to your outreach to try and find the right buyer, it's incredibly important now more than ever, right? The second piece is going to be actually the conversation that you're having with buyers, right? I am under the opinion, and this is a fairly confirmed belief across some of the top players in the space, is that if you do not have a call campaign to buyers in 2026, then you are missing the boat. If you are still relying on an email or an SMS channel to buyers, and you're sitting back and you're waiting for them to come in, you are not going to generate the same number of offers or even near the level of interest that the people who are running a robust call campaign are gonna get. So we'll run through that. The next piece is going to be actually tracking dispo KPIs. This is a huge boat miss for a lot of people. More often than not, you have all the KPIs, you have the funnelization on your acquisition front, right, with seller leads, but people just are not tracking dispo KPIs on that side. So what I'll do is I'll share with y'all. I have a QR code in here where you can actually measure the health of your disposition department and your business. And we'll go over some of those KPIs that you can keep an eye out for. This next piece is going to be actually pricing the deal accordingly. We'll get into that here in just a minute. And that last piece is going to be actually running a highest and best campaign. Okay, so not taking the first offer that you get. All right. So when it comes to finding the right buyers, I'm going to talk about just the options you have. And some are going to be known to people, some may not. But we'll just compare some of these, right? So you obviously have the free methods to identify buyers, right? So you have going to courthouse steps. You can click through some of those, Felipe, if you want to. You can go to courthouse steps. You can do RIA meetings. You can do the boots on the ground work between the two of those. You can go to Zillow. You can identify the sale comps there and find the flips and find the person and run the skip trace and then call that person. You can do agent outreach, which I do think works great by identifying investor agents. You can go to Facebook, very common thing, right? You then have the paid methods, okay? And the difference between the two of these things, before I jump into those, is really time, okay? So when it comes to scaling your business in that dispo department, the ones on the left and even the cash buyers list on the right are going to be very manually time intensive processes, right? If you want to get access to who you really need to talk to quickly, that's where some of these paid channels come into play, where you can actually scale that part of your business. And so we'll show you investor base today and what we can do. But when it comes down to the difference between us and other methods of finding buyers, you'll hear the term cash buyers a lot, right? Everyone's always preached cash buyers, cash buyers. And what a majority of property data providers that are producing a cash buyers list, or if it's your CRM, what they're doing is they're simply pulling a list of owners who purchased that property cash, right? However, what you'll find whenever you get that list is you will find a lot of owner occupants that simply paid cash for their house, but they live there, right? Think about COVID. A lot of people moved from, say, New York City, sold their condo, moved down to, Charleston, South Carolina. They sold it for $3 million and bought a cash house here. That they're not actually an investor. The flip side of that coin that is important for everyone here to know is when you do a fix and flip transaction and you get hard money lending on that house, or even private money, and it's a recorded note, that is a financing transaction, okay? So that is not going to populate on a majority of cash buyers lists. So when you think about, hey, who are the buyers that I need to be contacting to sell this deal to? I want to be contacting a lot of the flippers, but ask yourself, what percentage of flippers are using hard money or some sort of recorded debt on their deals? We would say probably 80 to 90% of guys are not, or are using hard money, right? And so we realized that we were not touching those people. So when it comes to investor base, we are identifying people who actually did a flip or bought a rental regardless of their debt or equity structure, right? So regardless of if they paid cash or if they used hard money, we're identifying people who did real deals, all right? So the next piece is going to be the actual conversation that you're having, okay? So if anybody wants to grab our cold call SOP, right? And this is for everyone here. If you are just getting started, then you will be cold calling, or you should be cold calling, right? You might not have the tech stack of some of these guys who are doing 10, 20, 30 deals a month. So grab that. There's a lot of tips and tricks in there. We'll go over a few here in just a second. You can hop on the next one there, Felipe. But yeah, your methods of communication on the dispo front are really going to be email, SMS, and cold call. And once again, I cannot encourage a cold call campaign enough in 2026. So what does this call sound like? Buyers are extremely busy people, right? We are all business operators in here, whether you're insurance, whether you're a service provider on this call, or whether you're an operator. Imagine getting a call from a number you don't know in 2026. You pick up? No, I don't. They're going to have to double call me, right? And so that we'll get into that here in a second. But the cadence of calls is going to be a double call, voicemail, text to get these people to pick up the phone, right? But when they do pick up the phone, this is where the conversation is incredibly important. And so some tips and tricks to keep people on the phone, keep them engaged, and keep them interested are a few of these things. So the overall theme of this call is act like you know the person. Do not ever call a buyer and say, hey, I was calling to reach Felipe, or hey, is this Felipe? It's, hey, Felipe, this is Daniel McClam with Hawks Real Estate. How you been, man? Right? Let's open that door. It's a much warmer response from him right off the bat, right? The second piece is assume that they are still buying, right? Some people will come in and say, hey, just curious if you're still doing flips. Hey, just curious if you're still doing deals. My conversation with Felipe would go like, hey, Felipe, look, we have I saw that you just did this deal right around the corner on 123 Main Street. I have a deal that I think would be perfect for you. It's right over here on, 16 Hardin Street. It's about a 3.2, 1,200 square foot house. It's going for 90 grand right now. We are quick and to the point. What this does is it's a no BS mentality. These buyers are busy. They're rapid fire. Okay. Now, I'm not saying do not build a relationship with this person, but right off the bat, if you want to have some traction quickly, I would recommend those things, just being quick and to the point with some of these guys. All right. So some just tactic pieces is always reference a deal that they did. Okay. So reference a deal. If you have a verified transaction that they did, whether it's a flip or buy and hold, obviously you can do that in investor base, but always reference the deal that they did. It's definitely going to warm up that call. Reference that they're one of the first people that you sent the deal to. Okay. This is a sales process, and we are essentially trying to drive urgency. We are trying to get this person to drop what they're doing and underwrite this deal immediately. Right. No buyer wants to be the 500th person you've called. No buyer wants to know that it's been blasted to your list and you have 3 days of due diligence left, right? No buyer wants to see that it's on MLS, right? So make it feel like a special opportunity. And that's where you'll really get to drive some interest and some engagement for that deal. Mentioning you have some deals coming down the pipeline, and then a credibility packet is incredibly important just to keep it going. So you can click into this. This is a expert user webinar we did yesterday with Tony Mott, and we were calling buyers out of investor base. We talked to 3 guys, and all 3 guys wanted to come walk the property the next day. So 100%. But
Roberto, it's Tony with Prime Partner. How you doing?
Yeah, I'll say this before you play it, Felipe. Pay attention to how Tony handles this call. He has not talked to this person, and we only need to play it for about probably 45 seconds. But the start of this call is incredibly important. I think Tony does an incredible job.
I'm doing great, man. I was reaching out. I saw you're buying a lot of flips out there in Burlington. I got a deal I thought would be perfect for you. I got 916 Murray Street in Burlington. It's a little dinker 2-1, 500 and something square foot, but it's on over 3 acres. Really good deal at 90 grand.
Is it 916 Murray Street?
Murray, Murray. I'm texting you the info on it right now. Yep. Is that your best market, Burlington?
That's where most of my rentals are.
Do you flip?
So the end result of that was he was going to walk the property the next morning, right? And you saw Tony start to open up to get to know him, understand his buy box criteria, that other stuff, but very quick and to the details, right? This next piece is going to be some dispo tracking KPIs. Okay. So when it comes to investor base, we're looking to do a handful of things here. All right. So when it comes to actually pulling a result set that you want to work off of with investor base, since this is a niche list of verified buyers, we only need to start with 100 unique buyer results. This is going to give us about 75 unique buyers with valid phone numbers. And that's what we're going to run our campaign with. The end result of this, time and time again, is a multiple offer scenario. All right. Outreach volume, whether you're just getting started or whether you're doing 30 deals a month, you have to be hitting 150 touch points for each deal. And that's a call. Okay. What this doc will show you, if you get this doc, is if you're not hitting 150, if you're not hitting some of these benchmark numbers, it will tell you where some potential points of slippage are. Okay. So what this shows you is it shows you that disposition is a predictable funnel. Okay. And more often than not, if you have slippage, it's either because of you don't know how, you don't have the right tools, or it's just a discipline issue. And it's that easy. Tony's call was nothing special. But what's special about it is he simplifies the process. He simplifies the call and how it sounds, right? So just some things to be look out for. Won't get into this too much, but some of the main KPIs that we're tracking on our call campaigns is going to be a 35% response rate. Okay, so when we do a double call voicemail text to every single buyer on a 2-day campaign, we are looking to speak with about 35% of those buyers. All right. If you're not doing that, then you're either not having enough touch points, or you're not running the cadence correctly, or you need a day 3 campaign to get that number up. With investor-based buyers, over 60% of the buyers that you speak with will be interested in the deal. Okay. So if that number is not correct, as well as the rest of these numbers, once again, you can look in that doc and it'll show you exactly what you need to do there. All right. Felipe, how we doing on time here, man? I don't know how I'm going to share my screen here in a minute to run through investor base. Maybe we can figure it out. I don't know. You're muted.
Well, that would help. We're doing good on time. Maybe another 15 minutes, 10 minutes. So it's up to you if you want to try sharing, or we can keep going. Your
Okay.
call.
Good deal. Yeah, I'll just high level on these last 2 points. Pricing the deal accordingly. Look, this is simple. Price the deal to sell in 2026. Driving engagement is going to be most important. If you tell a buyer a price and they say, no, I'm not interested, then you failed with pricing the deal. So price it at an attractive number, which means pricing it lower. Okay. Driving engagement is key. Go to the next piece. And this is the highest and best campaign. This is the biggest difference between someone who's doing, 10, 20 deals a month and someone who's just getting started is they are collecting multiple offers in order to leverage them against each other to drive assignment fees up. Okay. So there's 2 approaches there. I'm sure we'll share this slide deck out. So if you're interested in that, it'd be great. That's also in the Dispo KPI stuff. So I can try and share my screen and I'll show you exactly
Yeah, let's do it.
what we got
I
going
tried
on
making
here.
you a co-host again. So let's see if that works.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's a great idea to open up that bad boy and show the power of this thing. Because man, the first time I saw it, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Let's see. Yeah, it's still just giving me that.
That is so strange. We've never had that happen before.
Yeah. Still showing the background?
Yeah, the purple background, and you can't drag your screen into there.
Yeah, I am. I'm dragging it all over the place. Let's see.
So weird.
Stop share again.
I mean, I can always log in into my account.
We might have to do that.
Yeah. That is just so strange, man.
Let me try this. What's it showing now? Yeah, man, I don't know. I am surprised by this. I have not had this happen, so. You want to try and log in
Yes.
yours, Felipe, and we can run it from you?
Yeah. So you selecting share, and then it asks what screen you want to share. You're selecting it, and still nothing.
Yep, I got two screens. It says screen 1, screen 2. And when I click screen 2, let me see. It is just overlapping. It's not showing what's actually on my screen in front of me.
And if you select screen 1, still nothing, huh?
Yep. Don't know what to say, brother.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. Let me pull it up on my end. And what we can do is we can always record a different demo, you and I, and then we can send it out to everybody of what you actually wanted to show everybody. You know what I mean? Can you see my screen?
Yep, I got you.
Okay. You just gotta tell me what to do.
Yeah, man, you're all good. Guys, so welcome to Investor Base. So once again, this is a dispo software for either agents or wholesalers. Okay. And so what you get access to at Investor Base is an estimated 10 million real buyers nationwide. So I discussed the data and why it's unique. But Felipe, if you want to type in a random address, whatever you got, we'll show just how this functionality works. Okay. So Felipe is simply going to type in a subject property he's looking to sell. And
this is actually a listing. It's on a contract pending to close at the end of the month, so it could be a good case study.
Perfect. So Felipe just ran this on a 2-mile 2-year search. And what we just did in a matter of seconds is we took what historically was a 4, 5, 6-step process, and we break that down into one click of a button, right? So we just identified what looks like 90 unique buyers, and the fix and flip icon is the blue icons are going to be a fix and flip transaction, and the green icons are going to be a buy and hold transaction by a landlord, right? So what we are looking at here is a niche list of buyers based on the fact that they have done a deal within 2 miles in 2 years. So Felipe, if you click on the map search tab up there, I can show them what that, yeah, right there, right next to analytics. Yep, right there.
The new search?
Yep. So
Okay.
you see there in the filters, Felipe ran this on a 2-mile, 2-year search. So you can filter that out if you wanted to, right? If it was going to be a more rural property, you can span those parameters out, right? The other toggles there, you can toggle between flippers and landlords whenever you run the search. And then you can filter by property types. A huge value prop with us is when you turn on that skip trace and save toggle, is we will actually identify the contact information for all of these buyers for free. Okay, so there's no additional step or cost for skip tracing with Investor Base, right? So Felipe could scroll down this right side list view, and what you'll see is that all of these buyers are ranked from most likely to buy your deal at the top to least likely to buy your deal at the bottom, right? So what we're doing is we're taking, and you can see a lot of hedge funds in here. We're taking the deal that Felipe is trying to sell up there on Amesbury Lane, and we are matching it to the deals that these buyers did. So we're essentially saying, hey, this guy with the Sleep Properties LLC, which if you turn on skip trace and save and reran it, we would give you his contact information and who he is. We're making an assumption that, hey, because he did this property right over here at 7701 Swiss Way, it's right around the corner. It's incredibly similar. They recently did it. He is going to be a very likely buyer for this deal, right? And so what that equates for our users is you spend less time prioritizing the right buyers, right? So that call we did with Tony last night, we called 8 people in 20 minutes. 5 did not pick up. 3 of them picked up. Out of the 3 people who picked up and he had a conversation with, all of them were interested and all of them were walking the property this morning. So when it comes down to prioritizing your time, that's going to be a $30,000 deal for him that he's going to have a multiple offer scenario on. And he made 8 phone calls in 20 minutes. So imagine making 150 touch points to this whole list. You can do the math. You're going to have a multiple offer scenario. So we really do not need to complicate the dispo process if you have the right buyers and you have the right process in place. You can download this list to a CSV, and we got a bunch of other features up there at the top. So you can add buyers to your buyers list. You can track your deals in the CRM section in that My Deals section up there at the top. And then you can create actual landing pages for your deal. It's essentially a marketing flyer that you can then share with buyers. So at this point to date, we've grown extremely fast for a dispo software. I would venture to say that we're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, disposition softwares in the country. And I would attribute that to the quality of data, the simplicity of the software, and then the price is pretty attractive. But Felipe, before we get into any of that jazz, I know we're running up on time here. You're a user. You use the product. Did I make all that clear? Is there anything you think that I need to?
Yeah, no, that's great. And what I like to use it for, and it's not only for disposition, in which people are hitting me up all the time, especially on our Facebook group, is they're wanting buyers, right? So again, I always do joint ventures with other wholesalers that don't have investor base or doesn't have the rich data. But the way I use it is several ways, right? If I'm a service provider and my client is an investor or a flipper, in 10 seconds, I have 90 potential clients right here. And those are people that are actually buying the deals, right? So if you're selling insurance or if you're doing finance or whatever product it is, it's a great way to open that relationship and start that conversation. The other day, I think it was yesterday, I was playing around and I found an entity that bought 600 plus properties in that county. So I was like, well, that's a good conversation that I could have with that entity, right? And see exactly what they're doing or they're liking to do. So I think it's a great user case in that scenario. And also as a private lender, once I'm making a loan, I can verify the track record from that entity using this here to see what transactions pop up. So those are just little things that I like to use the software for. And one question that I have is, and you might not be able to answer this, but how are you able to do this smart match with knowing who is most likely to pay more for a property, especially let's use Texas as a non-disclosure state, right? It's very hard to get data. The sales data is not publicly available unless you're doing your magic. So that's one of my biggest question is it's almost like magic. How do you do it?
Yeah, so the pricing is less of a component in non-disclosure states, just because we do have access to if someone bought it on MLS and sold it on MLS, because we have MLS data, but it's much fewer and farther between that an investor bought some of these deals on MLS. That said, we are still producing most likely to buy, which can equate to most likely to pay the most. Based on the fact that they just did a deal nearby. Like, think about it. If you're a flipper, you had a great experience with a deal right across the street, I'm likely going to squeeze my margins a little bit to get the deal right across the street because I know the experience that I just had. I know the buyer demand that I got when I listed it. I understand that neighborhood. So a lot of the main indicators are time and proximity. Right? How recently did he just do that deal? And how close is it to my property? And so those are indicators as to some buyers that will probably squeeze their margins to get that deal, right?
Yeah. Okay. I've been getting a lot of text messages from a lot of people saying, "Hey, you bought this deal here. Are you interested in this?" I wonder how many of them are using investor base. And so, and it's funny because when they mention, and if it's a nightmare property, and I didn't have a good experience with that deal, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to talk to them. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
a little funny. But anyway, guys, if you have any questions, let them know. You want to cover anything else then on this, or shut it down?
That's something last thing that'd be cool is if you hover over that buyer card, you see where it says 5,800 linked deals.
I'll see that.
So right there on the card in the middle, at the bottom of the card. So on the map view.
On the map.
Yeah. So when you click into an icon.
Like a blue icon or a
Yep.
green? Okay.
So
like link deals?
Yep, link deals. Yep. So if you click on that, what we are tracking is we are able to identify every single historical flip or buy and hold that entity has ever or done in the last like 26 years, I'd say. So if you scroll over a little bit, obviously that guy's not doing deals in the middle of the ocean. If you scroll over on that map view a little bit, Felipe, you can see the distribution of where this buyer is buying deals nationally.
Yeah, I got stuck. Let me try it again.
Yeah, and this is an add-on, kind of just little feature. You don't have to pay extra for it by add-on. I just mean this is a great way if you're about to reach out to a buyer to pretty much pre-qualify them as to whether they're going to be a good buyer for you or not, right? You're able to see the percent of ARV they're buying at, their average purchase price, their total portfolio value. I mean, this is obviously a massive entity with a $475 million portfolio value. Not sure why the map view's not loading there. It might be a.
I think I just have I have 110 screens open.
Yeah,
so
that could be it.
Just try to close some of these out.
It's all good though. That gave enough of a sneak peek there, but I think we're all good, man. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, the skip trace feature is something that we didn't touch on a lot, which is something very powerful. With a click of a button, you have what's included on the skip trace for each of those entities that we're talking about.
Yeah, so that's all included in there. We're producing about a 90% hit rate, and then on that 90%, it's about 75% accurate. So we do as good as we can since the majority of these guys are in LLCs. But like I said, on that call that we did last night, we were 8 for 8 on right numbers, just right off the rip, and 3 for 3 on people we spoke with. So, yeah,
Awesome,
if anybody's interested, once again, we have a 14-day free trial. So you can jump in there and you can start getting some results ASAP anywhere in the entire country. You can get a really good feel for how it works. And then pricing wise, we're $250 a month. If you go annual, we're about $199 a month. And Felipe's got a special discount for anybody in Raw that I believe is about $100 off that first month. So you could essentially get, about 45 days of access, including the free trial for about $149.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll send that link out for anybody that wants to just do a test trial, a free trial, and cancel if you don't want to keep it, but just so you can see the power of the system. I have a question here from Rick on the chat. It says, Daniel, does Investor Base also give you the same perks like a CRM, postcard, systems, websites, skip trace, etc., like other apps do? Or would I have to keep my app and also purchase Investor Base?
So we're going to be different than a CRM that functions like with housing leads, right? So we don't have direct mail simply because it wouldn't be as applicable, or like postcard systems for buyers per se, because you have a short window to sell the deal. We do offer you websites. So in the landing pages up there in the top right, Felipe might not have any in there, but if you click on My Listings,
I do.
And that's where you can create a custom landing page, which is essentially a website for your deal. And that's me showing Felipe how to use it. So obviously he hasn't been in there yet. Felipe, we got to get you in there, man.
All right, so today we're going to quick.
But yeah, it's a different type of tool, I would say, Ricky. But we're solely focused on disposition, right?
Yeah. Awesome, man. Anybody else have any questions? Drop it in the chat so Dan can get to it. But Dan, man, I appreciate you coming on. I'm sorry we had a little technical difficulty there, but we got through it. And I just wanted everybody to feel the power of this thing. It doesn't do it justice, just doing a quick walkthrough. So I highly recommend everybody take advantage of it. Sign up for the free trial and use it for yourself. That it really works. Otherwise, I wouldn't be showing y'all.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me, Felipe. Appreciate it. Look forward to the next time, man.
Absolutely, Dan. We'll stay in touch. Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Thanks, brother. You too.
Thank you, Dan.
All right. How is everybody doing? I am about to pee my pants. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I drank too much fluid.
Is that from excitement from Dan's presentation?
That's exactly right. You're right in my mind. All right, well, let's start wrapping this bad boy up. There's about half of the things that I wanted to show you guys that we didn't get to because we ran out of time. But let's give some prizes away. Everybody that's on the call so far. What I'm gonna do is let the raffle begin while I run to the restroom and you guys handle this thing here.
Why did Ricky call me out and ask me where's my hat?
Who is asking?
Ricky, he said, Big Tex is back. Where's your hat, sir? It's
He knows
here.
you too well.
It's here. Trust me, brother.
All right, guys, scan this code. We are gonna resume our presentation and Q&A. We ran through it. Before I advance, Big Tex and Geraldine, y'all got anything for them?
No, I think for me, just get ready for the face-to-face. I'm excited about the opportunity for us to all, shake a hand, make a grand, see each other face-to-face, and really, grow some opportunities.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
me too. I'm excited for the in-person. And, I'm just thankful for everybody who shows up, for all your support. And it's always so good. We had some technical difficulties, but, when is there not any type of difficulty, right? So it's all part of the process. We work through it and we push through. Felipe had an amazing, his presentation was amazing, babe.
Man, that thing is amazing. So let me just do a quick walkthrough, and then we're gonna give some prizes away. If you want to speak at DealMaker DFW, we'd love to have you. The only requirement is you are authentic, genuine, and you can share something valuable to the group. So scan that code and let's talk. Let's see. Become a sponsor. If you have a business, you want to get in front of hundreds of investors, scan that code. Shout out time. We're going to skip that because we've done enough of that. This is going to be the prizes being given away. We're going to do a round. It's going to go fast. What I'm going to do is give everybody some time to scan the code, and y'all keep them busy. And I have to take a 2-minute break.
I'm going to scan
but you guys go ahead and scan this QR if you want to partake in the giveaway. Okay, give me 30 seconds.
And while Felipe steps away, I have a question for anybody in the chat. What was the one thing from Dan's presentation that you took away? Or not just Dan in general. What give me one thing, or give us one thing you took away from tonight that really resonated with you?
It's good. That's a good question. So many golden nuggets, right? It's so good.
I agree, Geraldine. I just listening, I was definitely intrigued, learning, as a guy that's considering moving, buying a new house, and hearing that, there's the inventory, and it's kind of a buyer's market. Like, that's great for a guy like me. And knowing that we have people in our circle that can help me with that, right? I just got to convince my wife.
The real boss, right?
Real boss, absolutely.
The real boss.
Yeah, guys, the real boss. Share with us in the chat. Tell us, what you took away from tonight, right? The Daniel's presentation, investor base. I didn't know that you could find buyers that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, yeah. I don't know if you're still here, but Daniel, that was a great nugget of knowledge.
All right, what did I miss? I'm sorry, I had to go. Man, that felt so good. Let's give away some prizes. Whoever wants to get some prizes, scan this QR code, and we are gonna get started. And so here's what we're giving away: $25 Amazon gift card, an ebook which is called Winning Through Intimidation. Don't let the title fool you. This is a great book. It's just a bad title. And I have another ebook on how to get rich with your IRA and never pay taxes. They have another $50 Amazon gift card. We have a $50 Odyssey Soul Travel rebate coupon, in which Gerald will give you details. We have 2 tickets for March 5th in-person event, $40 value. We have 1 partner VIP pass all year round for all of our events for 2 people, and a 1 year of quad deal drop subscription. You scan this up. This is what is included on the VIP pricing. Let me go underneath real quick. March 5th in McKinney, it's going to be a great meetup. We're going to have some great food. We're going to have an espresso bar. We have an open bar. It's delicious food. It's only $20 to come. So on the giveaway, we're giving away 2 tickets. So you can join us. You can also give it away as a gift. And on the VIP pass, it includes drinks and includes all of our events all year round. And a couple of things here that I'll tell you about. Okay, so is everybody ready?
Let's go.
I am going to start. Here's going to be I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be in order. So first one is going to be $25 gift card. And the lucky winner is, drum rolls, please.
I can't do a drum roll.
Mr. Rick. All right, Rick. Let's go. Rick, will you write it down? Rick for $25 gift card. And then ebook, Winning Through Intimidation. Spin again. Mr. Jared, Nolby, the myth, the legend. Congratulations for this ebook. Now the next ebook, How to Get Rich with Your IRA. Man, everybody's gonna win a prize. Frank Santos, congratulations, sir. You know what? I forgot to bring them on. We usually do that, don't we? Big tax.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do it at the end. $50 Amazon gift card. Yeah, we only got 5 minutes left. $50 Amazon gift card. If you're a winner, I will email you tomorrow all your prizes. Mr. Joe, how about that? So $50 Amazon gift card. Congratulations, sir. Next is $50 Odyssey Soul Travel rebate coupon when you book your amazing travel with Geraldine. David Westmoreland. All right. Mr. Westmoreland is here. I didn't even know that. Congratulations. Next, we have 2 tickets to Maybe DFW, March 5th. And the winner is Rick again. Oh man, Rick is a winner.
Rick's on the roll.
Let's go. The next one is a partner VIP pass.
Reggie, I just sold my car online.
Let's go, Grandpa. Wait, you did?
Yep, on Carvana. Just
It
put in
says
the
Rick.
license plate and
Rick,
got an offer in May.
Man,
Rick,
Rick,
I don't-
you're
I
gonna
don't know
have
what
to
you
sell
feel
some of this
like,
stuff.
Rick.
You don't say.
But Rick, play the lottery
Pick it up tomorrow.
tonight.
Talk about
I'll invest. I'll give you $10.
So,
All right, last one is a 1-year membership for Raw Deal Drop.
I'm not
Rick is already a member, so
Made easy.
he wins that. That's
Pickup fees may apply.
Laura Ola. Laura, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So that's the 1-year Raw Deal Drop membership.
All right. Like that.
All right, guys. Usually we'll bring everybody on and we'll ask you what you do, but we're running out of time. We got 4 minutes left. I want to be respectful for everyone's time. I know it's not easy taking your evening off. Next meeting, as I mentioned, March 5th is going to be our in-person. Next month again, without any technical difficulties, we are going to do this thing again, March 19th. You don't want to miss in person. We have 2 amazing speakers. We have Crystal and Rick Rummer. They are land investors. They do seller finance and they raise a lot of private money. They're going to be speaking at our in-person. It's going to be amazing. And then we have Mr. Royce Colley. He's the gentleman builder. He's going to be talking new construction, new builds, build to rent. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. Be there, okay? On our virtual next month, we have Justin Bogart. This man is a magician with seller finance notes. I've personally sold 5 notes to him last year. He runs the trade desk for Eddie Speed at Colonial Funding. He's got his own fund that he purchases performing notes for the American note buyer. And he's got a podcast called Be the Bank Podcast. I've worked a lot with him. He's amazing. He's going to show you how to buy partials on notes and all that sort of stuff. So you're going to be blown away. You don't want to miss it. And let's see, upcoming events. Already cover that. We're not gonna have time to do this, but I got heavy into OpenClaw. It's an AI assistant, and he was on the chat. His name is Claude. If you find him, he was talking to you guys. This is a robot that works for me 24/7, 365 days a week, and he does absolutely everything that I can do on my computer. And he prepared a few things special for you guys. But we won't have time to get into it. We'll do it again next meetup. I'm sorry, Claude. Dealmaker Catalyst event is coming up. It's a 3-day event in Richmond, Virginia. I'm going to be out of the country. Otherwise, I will be there. But it's March 24th. Highly recommend. It's some amazing people there. I'll send an invite. The Raw Deal Drop that we talked about. We're going to skip this. I want to invite all the men out there to our main Bible study in Frisco at 7 a.m. every Saturday. It's an amazing group to be a part of. It's led by a former Navy SEAL, Garrett Uncleback. So I'm there every Saturday when I'm in town. I hope to see you there at 7 a.m. There's also a live streaming if you are not local. But it's 400 plus people and it's very powerful. It's transformational. So I'd love to have you there if you're a man. We are so endorsing one of our mighty men at church, Mr. Rod Billhauer. He's running for mayor of Frisco, and he is an amazing human being, conservative, and we are endorsing him. If you live in Frisco, election is coming up May 2nd. So we are trying to get the word out. So he can earn your vote. If you would check out his website and all his endorsements and get the word out. And any prayer requests we have, we would love to pray for you, believe with you in whatever you are believing. We have a link on our website that on every Sunday, my wife and I pray out loud at our prayer room at our church, and we would love to be in belief with something with you. So please take us up on that. And Jessica, she's one of our sponsors, and she runs her Bible study virtual. She's not in, but next time she can share a little bit of what she does. You're welcome to stay in until 8:15 if you want to chat with anybody. And thank you all for being an amazing audience and for paying attention and for being here. Special thanks to the team, except Yuresh, he's fired. But everybody else, thank you so much. Do you guys have any parting words?
We're gonna pack your
to
stuff.
anybody?
We're gonna pack your rest of stuff up and put it in a box.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no second chances.
But that's it for me. A good event.
Great event. Great event. Thank you guys for and Felipe, you said it from the beginning, like be interactive, and the chat was so super interactive today. And thank you guys for again being interactive, asking questions, dropping comments. We thrive off of that. Our speakers thrive off of that. They want to hear that, and make sure you guys follow up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's right 8 o'clock on the dot. I want to thank you everybody for being here. Sorry for the glitches we had. We'll keep getting better. We'll keep getting improved. If you have any feedback, let us know how we can make this better for you. That's our goal. We just want to bring value however we can. And I hope you got something out of it. I hope it was valuable. I highly recommend Investor Base. We've been using personally, and I think it's an amazing software. But thank you again for being here. I hope to see you at our live in-person meetup. It's going to be an amazing event, and I hope to see you next month. But thank you again. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you.